What's up guys, Alex here, and today I bring you my week 2 match of the EGL against Brendon. I'm doing this post-com because when I did this match, I just woke up and I was like, do I want to record this live or nah? And I decided nah. So we're gonna get right into it. I'll be pausing it. I'll just be going through every play and all that. It's a sort of long game, so I'll try to do this as quick as possible. So to start it off, I led Yuxi. My Yuxi had Magic Coat, which I felt like was a really good lead because I knew that he was most likely going to lead Ferrothorn because that's a very common lead. So I used Magic Coat first turn to bounce back the spikes, which worked out really well. I then threw out my own spikes as he did Leech Seed, which was a pretty smart play from him. I then switched out into my Embor because I knew that whatever move he was going to go for, it wasn't really going to do too much damage to me. And I just clicked Overheat. The reason why I have Overheat instead of Flare Blitz is because I didn't want to take Iron Bars plus potentially Rocky Helmet plus all that damage from my Embor, so I decided Overheat, which does still OHKO Ferrothorn. Did not do too much to his Salamence. And at this point, I just I switched out into my Melodic as he Toxiced it. But that was actually not that bad for me because I have Marvel Scale, which, if you didn't know, when statused, my defenses are multiplied by 1.5. So now my Melodic has crazy good defense, crazy good special defense. And at this point, he decides to switch out into his Clefairy. So I switched it onto my Embor. It didn't really work out too well, but I go into my my Excadrill, which I used to scare out his Clefairy, which he then goes into his, and I double into my Florges, which takes on his Salamence pretty well, just overall. So that was a pretty good double by me. It allows me to get damage off of anything, and also allows me to get switch initiative. At this point, he switches out into his Clefairy. I decided to go for Petal Dance, maybe expecting something like Keldeo or Azumarill. He Thunder Waves me, which isn't so bad, as I do get 3 turns of Petal Dance. At this point, he switches out into his Keldeo and I double, or I switch out into my Yuxi on the same turn, which is another pretty decent switch in for me. And it takes on his Keldeo pretty well. He decides to substitute up as I go for Thunder Wave. But what they don't know, or what he didn't know, is that I have Psyshock, which takes on his Keldeo pretty well, especially considering how bulky I am. And he switches out into his Ferrothorn, as I just Psyshock again. And I'm pretty sure I have Magic Coat right here. Yeah, expecting maybe a Stealth Rock or a Spikes, because I don't want hazards on my team, on my field. But I bounce back Leech Seed, and then I double into, I switch into my Embor on the Gyro Ball. At this point, I'm pretty sure I click Volt, or Wild Charge, yeah. It doesn't do too much, and at that point it's a roll whether I kill or not. So I go into my my Yuxi. I expect this thing to be I expected Salamence to be what do you call it? To be Defog, which is why I went into my Yuxi just to try to get my hazards back up. But he switches out right here into his into this thing again. I T-Wave expecting maybe I T-Wave that turn, expecting like a switch or something. But he got lucky, and not lucky, but he switched into his Ferrothorn, which actually boosts his Gyro Ball. I go for Magic Coat right there, expecting trying to again block rocks or spikes or anything. That turn is sort of important because he said that he did go for spikes right there, but I got sort of lucky there because hazards earlier in the game probably would have hurt me more. But that was alright. I then switched into my Embor, forced him to switch out back into this thing, which is good for me because that was another pretty good double for me. So he goes into that. I go for my HP Fire, expecting Ferrothorn, which does not work out. He goes for soft glove again with this thing. I don't know if it can touch my Excadrill, so I switch out, doubling again, expecting not this, but either like Keldeo or Zoom Roll. So I switch out again back into Emboar, and he doubles into Clefairy. And then I go into my Melodic because it can sort of take this thing on. I didn't realize, I don't know why, I forgot that Toxic wasn't going to do anything. At this point I switch out back into my Excadrill because it definitely beats this thing as he doubles into his Zoom Roll. This is a pretty important play right here. I just want to explain my thought process. I have Iron Head, Earthquake, Rock Slide, Rapid Spin, and Poison Jab on this thing. Poison Jab for his Zoom Roll. Now, if he's banded, I sort of messed up, but I was betting on him being like a belly drum set. And I was betting that he was gonna go for play rough, because why would I want to stay in on like an Aqua Jet or a potential Waterfall and sack probably my best sweeper on my team? Which it works out for me because I go for Poison Jab, almost kills, gets the poison, pop a Citrus, and he goes for Belly Drum, which is really good. Now there I can switch it to my Melodic. He's a really fast Zoom Roll, as you're gonna be able to see when he outspeeds my Melodic. He goes for Play Rough, which does like nothing, and I just recover off. So I'm pretty healthy with all my Pokemon still. And at this point, he goes back into his Ferrothorn. Again, I'm expecting like rocks or spikes or something, so I go into this thing. I then double back with my Emboar as he goes for Leech Seed, which misses, which is kind of unfortunate, but doesn't matter that much. He goes into his Salamence again. I'm pretty sure I clicked Overheat, and he's healthy, and I can potentially kill with Wild Charge, but I decided not to. I then go into my UC. I'm pretty sure I click or I double out into my Emboar again, which doesn't really work out. I just go for Wild Charge just to gauge the damage. It's not double out, and Moonblast actually does a decent amount. So then I switch back into Excadrill. I'm pretty sure I know his full moveset by now, or like most of it, and he cannot touch my Excadrill, so I double out again. It does not work out as he goes back into his Ferrothorn. And so I go into my Shaman right here. The Clefairy. I go for Seed Flare as he Thunder Waves me, yeah. Alright, I go for Seed Flare again, hoping for like a drop or something. But I don't want to get stalled out, especially I can miss. So I switch out, Natural Kill activates, getting rid of the Paralyze. And I go into my Excadrill as he doubles into his Ferrothorn, which is a good play. I EQ to see how much damage it does. It does a pretty good amount, to be honest. I switch out into my Florges, he doubles into Salamence. That works out for me as I catch him there. And then I think I Moonblast, if I'm not mistaken, yep. And he outspeeds me, I forget about that. So I get paralyzed, so that doesn't really matter. So then I go into my Excadrill and just click EQ to take out his Ferrothorn. I EQ again just to see the damage as he soft boiled. I then switch out into my Shaman again, and I double again into my Excadrill as he goes for Thunder Wave. At this point, I'm very close to just being able to click Iron Head. See, Iron Head does not do a lot to his Salamence, but it still does a good amount. He goes into Keldeo. I have to switch right here, so I go into my Florges, which takes it out pretty well. Secret Sword actually does a lot. He's gonna try to get up subs and stuff, but lucky enough, I do not get paralyzed. And now that he can set up one more sub. He does try to get the one last sub, which doesn't work. I'm pretty sure he switches out right here. It's Clefairy. At this point, I've realized that he cannot touch my extra drill, and I'm free to just click Iron Head as many times as I want. So I kill it with Iron Head, goes into Keldeo, that thing dies, and then I just kill his Belly with Iron Head. Yeah, so he Mega Evolves, he goes for Ice Shard. It actually brings me down kind of low, but I do kill. It was a good game overall. I did get the 6-0. It was pretty competitive. It was very close actually. Like, there were a lot of plays where he made really good doubles, and then I made a good double back to bring momentum back in my favor. I did not bring Sand yet again for 2 weeks in a row. But yeah, good game, Brendon. Hopefully I can see you in the playoffs or another match or whatever. And I'll see you guys.